up? You already know Mondays are made for motivation. Don't mind how I look out here looking crazy right now. But anyway, I want to make this video super quick because apparently my camera's dying. I did not realize that on the way out this morning. But here's what I want to talk about. So a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, I made a video called How to Overcome Haters, or how to deal with haters and all that. And I have a client. Firstly, shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for always, checking in, conversating with me and all that jazz. But my client said something that I think was pretty interesting, and that's what inspired this video. So he was telling me about how he has a whole bunch of people that doubt him, this, that, and the third, and typical hater stuff. And I replied to him with this question because he was telling me how some people in his family are doubting his endeavors and things of that nature. And I totally understand the perspective of assuming that they might be haters, right? But I asked him, I was like, let me ask you a question. Are you actively pursuing these things? Like, are these things that you're doing day in, day out? Like, are you consistent on trying to achieve these goals? And he goes, well, no. And I was like, all right, well, how can you call these people haters? So I know I'm not laughing at him, but I just think it's so paradoxically funny how we as individuals could often see how other humans might be the hindrances to our success when really it's just us. And I fall into this trap all the time. Like, I remember, listen, growing up, didn't have a father around. My dad and my mom split when I was 1 year old. This motherfucker lives in California now. Sign up for the haters. I do speak to my father. All right, we have a decent, amicable relationship. But anyway, without divulging too much into my details, I fell victim to this mentality as well. Granted, we're all gonna have haters, right? We're all gonna have some people who are more inclined to want to be, just non-supporters and people that find our endeavors to be, dumb. Some people might just think whatever you're trying to accomplish just doesn't make sense, but it's not about them, it's about you, right? So with that being said, realistically, if you think about it, the only thing that stops us from achieving our goals really is us. Like, it really is us. Like, think about food or dieting or anything for that nature, right? Like, fitness is one of the best examples. Like, you could listen to all the information all day. You can digest as much information as possible. You can, create the best workout routines. But if you're not going to be consistent with both your nutrition and with your exercise, how in the hell do you honestly expect to get to where you want to go? And you could extrapolate that example and apply it to just about anything else that you want to do, whether that be fitness, finance, social life, whatever the case may be. If you're not doing the work on a consistent basis to get to where you want to be, dog, the only person that's hating on you is yourself. Like, think about it. What sense would it make for you to go out of your way to put in all this effort one time and not do it again? How do you possibly expect to get anything done just doing it once? And I mean goals, right? Like, obviously there are tasks you can do in a day. There's things you can get done in an hour. I'm not talking about that minute bullshit. I mean the things that are intangible. Like, you can't see it yet, but you've got this inclination that you want to be something, so you go for it, right? And again, ultimately, it is us. The hindrance is us. And I'll apply this to dating as well. Like, sometimes we get so mad about past relationships or people that slighted us or did us wrong. They wouldn't have done that if you didn't give them the alley-oop to disrespect you. In other words, if you had standards for yourself and if you weren't getting in your own way in regards to what you valued, the things that you hold dear to yourself and the boundaries that you set up, none of that would happen. Same shit with me. I've been in tons of relationships where I've either been allowed that person to take advantage of me, or just some pretty nefarious shit happened simply because I allowed it. We can become our own worst enemies. And the sooner we realize and understand that, honestly, the better we'll be. So I'm not gonna ramble on too much. You already know Mondays are for motivation. I just got out the gym. I hope you do something active today. More importantly, I hope you start being consistent with the goals that you want to achieve. Because without consistency, you cannot become anything in this world. And I mean that. I seriously mean that. There's no point in doing something once and then expecting to get a W from that. More importantly, there's no point in doing something once and then expecting to get a W that will last for damn near a lifetime. Dog, you gotta put in the work every fucking day. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. Anyway, I gotta cross the street. I'm not trying to get hit by no fucking car. So, you know, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.